Hey, welcome to Route 66, day 122. We're in a, can I say boring? We're in a very boring section of the Bible, Second Chronicles 3, 4, and 5. But here's what's cool. Right in the middle of this one, chapter 4, you're going to read about the prayer of Jabez, which to me, I, I pray it almost every day, asking God to do this. So we're gonna read that. So let's see what we've got. First Chronicles chapter 3, 4, and 5. In chapter 3, it's the line of David. The chapter traces the family line of David, listing his sons, that followed by the kings who descended of him, all the way down through the Babylonian exile. It highlights the royal line that it would eventually lead to Jesus. In chapter 4, continues the genealogy of Judah, and that's where the prayer of Jabez is. It also covers the descendants of Simeon and their expansion into some other lands. And then in chapter 5, it records the descendants of the tribes that went east of the Jordan River. If you recall, when Moses was going to the promised land, some of the tribes said, we don't want to go all the way into promised land. We want to be on the east side. And it kind of lists them: Reuben, Gad, and a half of the tribe of Manasseh. Even though Reuben was firstborn, he lost his firstborn rights due to his sin. The tribes there experienced victory and also judgment because of their faithfulness to God, good and bad. So what are some lessons that we can learn in these three chapters? Well, let me kick a couple of them. Number one, God makes his promise and keeps his promise in the ups and downs of history. The one thing about reading all of this, we're reading all the way back from yesterday's reading, Adam, all the way down. God's going to keep his promise no matter what. And I think that's part of the purpose of 1st and 2nd Chronicles, is to look at the ups and downs of the nation and realize God is taking care of us. God's covenant lasts forever, and the covenant he made with you also lasts forever. We also find out that God honors bold faith. I mentioned about the prayer of Jabez. I want to read it to you, okay? And it's actually in chapter 4, and it's in verse 10. Listen to this. Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that thou wouldest bless me indeed, and enlarge my coast. Thine hand might be with me, that thou would keep me from evil, that it may not grieve me." And listen to this. God granted him that which he requested. So what should you pray? Pray this: Lord, bless me. Lord, enlarge my coast. Make my territory bigger, whatever that would mean. I want your hand to be with me, and I want you to keep me from evil. Those are four good prayer requests. And so go ahead and kind of make those as well. That's really good. And then we find out that God honors faithfulness more than position. Manasseh was, supposed to be the firstborn, but he was not faithful. So God didn't allow him to have the firstborn blessing. God honors faithfulness. Jesus himself said for us to be good and faithful. If you can't be anything, you can be faithful. You can be consistent, and that's a good thing. God looks in us not only faith in Jesus Christ, but faithful living. God bless you as you read these three chapters.